Something came up that I think is really, really important and worth doing a deep dive into a little bit. Let me read you this. Let me read you this comment. Quoting now. I would point out that the goal of mastery, in quotes, or being a perfect fencer, in quotes, is no more inherently desirable than the goal of sparring a lot. Lots of people do this just for fun, so it would make sense to spend more time on the fun part. There's a lot to unpack here. I could talk about this for about an hour, but I won't. Before I start, let me just say this. I don't mean to pick on this guy. There's nothing personal. This is not the first time I've heard someone express this sentiment. I'm just using him as an example because it's such a fine exemplar of this point of view. So let me just offer a few observations for your consideration. To start with, I don't know what he means by fun. I know what I mean when I say fun, but I don't know what he means when he says fun. And I suspect we mean quite different things. But for the sake of discussion, let's just go with the word fun, meaning some kind of enjoyable about it. I think we can agree on that, okay? So the first thing, he starts like this. I would like to point out that, well, when you say, I would like to point out that, what you're saying is, there is an established fact that you're overlooking, and I want to draw your attention to it. I would like to point out that water is wet. I would like to point out that fire is hot. So I would like to point out that what he's pointing out is not a fact. It's just his opinion. So that's a consideration. When we talk about mastery, what we're talking about is a high degree of excellence. That's what mastery is. In this view, he presents us with this false dichotomy. You can have excellence or you can have fun, but you can't have both. Indeed, excellence and fun are mutually exclusive, according to this point of view. Further, he claims that excellence has no greater inherent value than sparring a lot, which we usually refer to as fucking around. But let's call it mediocrity. He's suggesting that excellence has no more inherent value than mediocrity. Now, this point of view fascinates me. And the reason it fascinates me is because this is exactly the opposite of my direct experience in everything I've done in my whole life. I can think of a dozen examples off the top of my head, but I don't want this video to be too long, so I'll just give you two. I started out doing karate. I think I was 12 years old. And every dojo I ever went to, well, it was very similar. We spent a lot of time first on basic techniques, getting that gi to snap just right, you throw a punch. Then we did kata, karate dancing. And I tell you, there's something about having 25 guys doing a kata, all of them snapping their gi with that punch all at the same moment. that you got to be there for that. And then there was kumite, or sparring. And I would say overall, kumite was about maybe 20% of the training. I like kumite. I like to spar. I love the spontaneity of it. There are some restrictions, but even so, it's a lot of, let's say, fun. But I also love kata. It's precision and focus and balance and the groove, you know. I would say that that's also a lot of fun. My other example, I'm a musician, or on a good day, I like to think so. I started playing music, started playing the guitar when I was, 12 years old. And started playing gigs when I was 13 or 14, and I still can't kick the habit. Anyway, I didn't know my elbow from hot rock, and I played a lot of hot rock, and as far as I was concerned, this was all about the Benjamins. I wanted to play the gigs. I wanted to go there, get my money for nothing and my chicks for free. Rehearsal was something I did just enough of to play the gig. So you could say I was really into the sparring aspect of music. I was young. So here's what happened. I met this chick and started dating her. And she played the cello, played it really well. And she was playing it all the time. Didn't matter what time of day or night I went over to see her or anything. She'd be playing the cello. And she'd be playing scales and exercises and arpeggios. She'd be playing boring shit. And I asked her about it. I said, why do you do that? Because, I'm all about the gig. I'm not playing those scales, man. And she said, well, listen. So I listened. And she played a little, scale exercise. And it was beautiful. It was beautiful. And what this girl taught me was that I was an asshole. The music isn't about getting paid playing the gig. Music is about making the music. And playing those scales the way she did it. That was just as much music as me singing to those drunks on Saturday night. Only she wasn't getting paid. So I started playing scales. I didn't get any more gigs. I got the same old gigs for the same short bucks as I always did. But you know what? I enjoyed them a lot more. The more I played scales, the better I played overall. And the more I enjoyed it. And partly because as I got better, there were moments when people actually stopped to listen to me. So there's that. Here's something else about the value, the inherent value of excellence. It's not about being perfect. It's about striving to be perfect. It isn't about being perfect because you ain't never going to be perfect. But no matter how good you get, you can always strive for perfection. Excellence isn't a product, it's a process. And it's the same process no matter what you're excellent at. Becoming an excellent boxer is the same process as becoming an excellent fencer, or an excellent musician, or an excellent horseman, or an excellent dancer, or just plug in whatever you want there. It doesn't matter even what you get excellent at, as long as you get excellent at something. And once you do it, once you understand the process of excellence, then you can apply it to anything and become excellent at anything. Here's another thing. The pursuit of excellence, the pursuit of an ideal, is going to change you. And you may not like the way it changes you, because you will never reach the unreachable star, but it'll sure teach you how to stretch. You may brush it. You may brush that star one moment. And the thing of it is, once you experience that fleeting moment of perfection, your soul will never be satisfied with anything less. So maybe I'm saying go back, it's a trap. But if you've never striven for an ideal, I hope you will. It's not too late. Just one more thing. And this video is already long enough. But just one more thing. Here's something I'm pretty sure of. I think you can take this to the bank. No matter how long you live, no matter how much time you've got, it's not going to be enough. I don't know of anyone who got to checkout time and with their last breath said, "Golly, I wish I had squandered more of my life doing more mediocre shit." So here's the thing. If you've never been excellent at anything, then you won't value excellence. And if you don't value excellence, then you're never going to be excellent at anything.